Hello everyone. Let us talk about the very important topic of chapter number 4, chemical bonding and molecular structure, and it is about hybridization. Now, hybridization means mixing, it is overlapping, but it is not like the mixing of the real objects. For example, if we mix red and white color, then we get pink. But once the pink color is obtained, then it is very difficult to distinguish between the red and white. So this is a real mixing of the objects. But here, in case of hybridization of orbitals, it is not that type of mixing. Clear? So here, what is the meaning of hybridization? It is intermixing of atomic orbitals, and it is valence orbitals only. Clear? When two or more atoms, when they unite to form a molecule, then first of all hybridization of the valence atomic orbitals of the central atom will take place. Clear? Central atom will mix up its orbitals in such a way that hybrid orbitals will be produced, and these orbitals will be equi-energic and identical in shape. Clear? So hybrid orbitals are those orbitals which are obtained by mixing of atomic orbitals. Which atomic orbitals? They are valence orbitals, the outermost orbitals. Clear? And these hybrid orbitals, they are equi-energic, means there is no energy difference. For example, we have studied S, P, D and F, 4 different types of orbitals, and we also know very well that there is always energy difference between them. S is lowest in energy, then P, and then D, and then F. Clear? But after hybridization, when we get hybrid orbital, then there will not be any difference in their energy, whether it is S orbital or P, and they will be identical in shape also. Now here also we know very well that S orbital is spherically symmetrical, it is non-directional. P orbitals are dumbbell shaped, they are oriented along the axis, x, y or z axis. D orbitals are double dumbbell shaped. So we know these orbitals, they have different shapes. Clear? But after hybridization, when we get the hybrid orbital, then these orbitals will have similar shape, they have identical shape. So that is the concept of hybridization. Clear? Now here, see here I have written hybridization means intermixing of atomic orbitals, that is valence orbitals, to produce hybrid orbitals which are equi-energic and identical in shape. Now let us go for the types of hybridization. There are different types of hybridizations like sp hybridization, sp2, sp3, clear, dsp2, sp3, d2, clear. So this type of d2, sp3, all these different types of hybridizations are there. So we will go for discussing them one by one. The first is the simple hybridization, and it is sp hybridization. Now you might have studied the conditions for hybridizations and the important or the salient features of hybridization. In that it is mentioned that the number of hybrid orbital produced is equal to the number of atomic valence orbitals involved in hybridization. For example, suppose 2 atomic orbitals have been mixed up, clear, they have been hybridized, then 2 hybrid orbitals will be produced. If 3 atomic orbitals are hybridized, then 3 hybrid orbitals will be produced. So the number of atomic orbitals undergoing hybridization will be same as the number of hybrid orbitals produced. Clear? So here in sp hybridization, there is mixing of 1s, this is one, not 1s, 2s, 3s like that. Clear? 1s orbital and 1p orbital. When these 2 orbitals of the atom, when they are mixed up, then sp hybrid orbitals are produced. Clear? So for, see, when we write the configuration, then we write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 like that. So we write as p, d, all these orbitals with their principal quantum numbers. But when we represent hybrid orbital, then these 2 orbitals are written together. Clear? And there is no any number, any numerical coefficient before these orbitals. Clear? So it is sp hybridization, means one s orbital and one p orbital of the atom will be mixed up, they will be overlapped, they will be hybridized. Clear? In this type of hybridization, this hybrid orbital will have 50% s character and 50% p character. Means this sp hybrid orbital has s and p, one s and p orbitals, and that is why it will have 50% character of each orbital. Clear? So this is again very important for MCQs. Okay, now when sp hybrid orbitals are produced, then they are oriented at 180 degree. Means the structure or the geometry of the molecule will be linear, because 180 degree angle means linear arrangement. So this hybrid orbitals, they are oriented at 180 degree. Clear? Actually hybridization is the reorientation of orbitals, intermixing of atomic valence orbitals, and after that there is a reorientation of orbitals. Clear? So in reorientation they are oriented at 180 degree, and so geometry will be linear, and as a result sp hybridization is also known as a diagonal hybridization. Clear? And for such hybridization, as I told you that the angle is 180 degree, and that is why the p orbital which is involved in this type of hybridization is most preferably pz orbital, because we have studied the shapes of px, py and pz orbital. Clear? So here pz orbital is always diagonally arranged along the axis, and that is why for this type of hybridizations pz orbital is the most preferred orbital. Clear? Okay, now let us take the example in order to understand sp hybridization. BeCl2, beryllium chloride. Clear? Now beryllium has atomic number 4, so its configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p0. 2p orbitals are vacant. Clear? But one electron from 2s orbital is shifted, it is moved to 2px or 2py or 2pz orbital. Any of the p orbital, this electron will shift. Why? Because these orbitals are equi-energic. This also we have studied. Clear? The orbitals belonging to the same orbit, same principal quantum, they are degenerate, they are equi-energic orbitals. So px, py and pz, they are equi-energic. So one electron from 2s orbital can go to any of these 2p orbitals which are already vacant. This is known as a promotion of electron. Clear? Now here the promotion of electron to the vacant orbital, it is always not necessary that it will take place before hybridization. It may take place after hybridization also. So promotion of electron to the vacant orbital is not essential condition for hybridization. Clear? So here in BeCl2, one electron from 2s orbital goes to 2p orbital. Here I have written 2px, but actually it can go to any of the 2p orbital. Clear? Because all of them are vacant and all of them are degenerate. Got it? Now in chlorine, atomic number is 17. So configuration is neon 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 and 2pz1. So here the unpaired electron is already present in 2pz orbital, which we need. Clear? Okay. Now how this is in BeCl2, beryllium is a central atom. So it is always the central atom which will undergo hybridization. The orbitals of central atom will undergo hybridization. Now so far we have studied ionic and covalent bond. We have studied that it is always the valence unpaired electron which will participate in bond formation. Clear? But here according to the concept of hybridization, it is not always necessary that unpaired valence electron will participate in hybridization. Sometimes, as per the requirement, the paired electron can also participate in hybridization. Here this is the example in which the electron pair is present in 2s orbital, but by promotion of electron to the vacant p orbital, this orbital which is having paired electron, it is also participating in the hybridization. So beryllium is the central atom. So its one s orbital and one p orbital will undergo hybridization. It will undergo mixing. Here we know that s orbital is spherically symmetrical. It has no direction. Clear? But pz orbital is along the z axis. So p orbitals are directional and s orbitals are non-directional. S orbital is spherical, p orbital is dumbbell shaped. S orbital is lower in energy, p orbitals are higher in energy. Clear? So there is energy difference, there is a difference in the shape also, there is difference in the orientation also. Clear? There is difference in their directional property also. Even then, before beryllium will form bond with chlorine, it will undergo hybridization. So this s and pz orbital of beryllium will be mixed up. Clear? And when they are mixed up, then this type of hybrid orbitals are produced. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that in the orbitals, for positive overlap of the orbital, the sign of the orbitals overlapping with each other, which sign? It is the sign of wave function. Clear? Either positive or negative. So the orbitals undergoing overlapping, they must have similar sign. Clear? So here s and p orbital, when they are mixed up, then this type of hybrid orbitals are produced. As the here one s and one p, matlab total two orbitals are taking part in the hybridization. So two hybrid orbitals are produced. This is one hybrid orbital and this is another hybrid orbital. Clear? Negative lobes are shrunk in both the orbitals and positive lobes are prominent, and they are projecting along the axis in opposite direction, making an angle of 180 degree between them. And so the arrangement of this hybrid orbital will be linear. Clear? This is called sp hybrids. Now you can see here the shape of both the hybrid orbitals is identical. Now you cannot say that yes, this is s orbital or this is p orbital. Both are sp hybrid orbitals. Clear? None of them is s or p. Now they are known as sp hybrid orbitals. So this is one sp hybrid orbital, this is another sp hybrid orbital, and the positive lobes of these two hybrid orbitals are projected towards the they are projected along the z axis but in the opposite direction, so that the angle between them becomes 180 degree. Clear? So before beryllium reacts with chlorine, it goes for sharing of electron with chlorine, it will first undergo hybridization. Clear? It is not beryllium, it is the orbitals of beryllium will undergo hybridization and it will produce hybrid orbitals. Clear? Now two chlorine atoms, they have their electron present in 2pz orbital. Now imagine, suppose hybridization in beryllium has not taken place, then two chlorine atoms, they have to share their electron present in 2pz orbital with one beryllium atom. In one beryllium atom, the s and p, these two orbitals are half filled. So according to Aufbau's principle, electron will always enter first the lower energy orbital. So out of two chlorine atoms, now which chlorine will give its electron in 2s orbital of beryllium and which chlorine will give its electron in a 2px or 2py orbital of beryllium? So there will be conflict among the two chlorine atoms, and that is why, to settle down this issue, before beryllium shares its electron with two chlorine atoms, it will make its orbitals equi-energic and identical in shape by hybridization. Clear? So now for two chlorine atoms, there is no confusion, because they have to give their electron in the orbitals which are equi-energic. Clear? And they are identical in shape also. So now the task of chlorine atom has become easier. So these are the pz orbital of one chlorine atom and this is pz orbital of another chlorine atom. This is positive overlap. So the positive lobe of pz orbital of chlorine will undergo overlapping with positive overlap of sp hybrid orbital. See, this is sp hybrid orbital and this is pz orbital. Similarly, this is sp hybrid orbital and this is pz orbital of chlorine. Clear? So positive overlap of both the orbital. One is hybrid orbital and the other is atomic orbital. Clear? Similarly, this is hybrid orbital and this is atomic orbital. So that is how now the overlapping of the hybrid and atomic orbital of these two atoms will take place. So in this overlap region, now there will be the electrons of both the atoms. Clear? Similarly, in this overlap region, there will be electron of both the atoms, beryllium and chlorine. Clear? So as this is, you can see that it is head on overlap. The heads of two orbitals, they are overlapping. So it is a strong overlap. It is a maximum overlap. So the resulting bond is a strong bond which is called sigma bond. This we have already discussed in previous lecture. So in beryllium, two covalent bonds are formed with two chlorine atoms. Both are sigma bonds because both are formed by head to head or end to end or axial or head on overlap. Clear? So two strong sigma bonds are formed between beryllium and two chlorine atoms. So this is all about sp hybridization. Clear? And it is also important that the bond formed by hybrid orbital is always a strong bond. Here, so here in the bond formation between beryllium and chlorine, there is involvement of hybrid orbitals of beryllium, and that is why the strong sigma bond is formed between these two elements. Clear? So this is all about sp hybridization. In the next class we will go for sp2 hybridization. Thank you very much.